First thing I did was I went to DCU. I got 2 auto loans, and then I also got the credit card for $25,000. And now I went from dead broke to now being able to create a couple $1,000s a month off these cars, which I paid $0 out of pocket for. We have relationships with banking relationship managers at Chase. So Chase I always start with anyway, because we've been getting people $50,000 to $75,000, 0% interest, 12 months. They got the card and then the card. We show people how to get the money, but like what to do when you get the money. Like you said, being funded responsibly, right? So we're gonna show them how to turn this credit into cash flow, whether they want to start a funding business or whether they want to, take their intellectual property and be able to now give you gifts to the world.
But I'm even more excited today because I'm get a chance to have I don't like to say interview, I like to have a conversation with somebody that we cross paths a couple of different times, and every single time we cross paths is good energy. I watch some of your stuff. I seen you talk with a couple of my friends. I've been seeing from far, and you've been dropping a lot of information. So I'm honored to actually have you on here, to be perfectly honest. So without further ado, I want to introduce my guy, Darius Benders. What's up, bro?
Great to meet you, man. Good to see you. I mean, like you said, we have crossed paths a few times, bro. Mm-hmm. And you were someone, transparently, bro, I used to look up to when I was back.
Well, I appreciate
trying
that,
to figure this thing out, man. And I'm honored to be here, bro.
No, for sure. You know what I like about you just in this exact moment, like saying stuff like that. Like, I'm someone that, I'm gonna just be honest, I don't mess with everybody. Like, yeah. And sometimes it's a bad thing. Sometimes people, like we were talking about this before. He was like, "Man, you be giving off this energy, like, man, don't even mess with, don't even talk to them, like, leave them alone." Like, I might be at a conference and people be like, "I saw you at the conference, like, why you ain't saying that?" Like, you just look like I don't be trying to do it. Sometimes I be like so focused and so locked in, and my poker face be on all the time. But the fact that you just said what you just said, means a lot, because like it just gave, like, I already respect you, but that just gave me a couple more points, because how many people just like too cool to say stuff like that.
Facts. Yeah. No,
I walk up to anybody like, "Yo, bro, I like what you're doing, man.
Absolutely.
Like, yo, how can you help me? Like, listen, this is what I got going on. I love what you got going on. Like, yo, I like your watch. I like your shirt. I like your hat." Like I say, I don't have no ego. So
yeah.
That I respect that a hell of a lot. So I think that's dope. But again, I'm excited that you're on here. I'm honored, because I'm big on talking about what I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know real estate, everything about real estate. I know that stuff like the back of my hand. I probably know that better than my back of my hand. And I know a little bit about funding.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell people, like, yo, I can help you get $50,000 to $100,000 of funding, but you want to get over that,
Fact.
You got to talk to somebody else. And I'm man enough to say that.
Yeah.
I like what you got going on, because you're showing people how to, like, we just talking about how you help someone get $400,000 in funding. Like, you're talking about how to get that bigger bag. Exactly. So, I want to touch on that, and hopefully today you give people some game they can walk away with, and they, can really, get approved for some stuff. Maybe just watching this episode. We had somebody on here that was talking some sauce on some funding.
Okay.
So maybe you might be able to,
got to
either top that or drop some stuff that they didn't drop,
okay.
Whatever the case may be is, but you in the hot seat, bro.
Say less. I'm excited.
But before we get into that, just explain like who you are, where you from, and how you got started.
Absolutely. My name's Darius Benders. I'm originally from Boston, Mass. I've been out in Atlanta, Georgia now for this week will make 2 years, actually. 2 years ago, I made a decision to kind of just get out of my comfort zone. And essentially what we do is we help entrepreneurs obtain a 700 plus credit score and then get access to up to $300,000 in funding. And the reason I got into that is because I realized, like, I got into what I do because I was the person who needed what I now offer, right? Because most of us, I come from the inner city. The number one problem people are having is starting. Everyone talks about, I got all these great ideas. And what I realized is ideas without the money, ideas without the funding, it's useless, right?
Yeah.
So what I figured was, it's the thing that changed my life. So now it's about giving back to people and helping people get in a better position so they can act on the things they want to do.
You just said, that's powerful, but you just said something, helping people obtain a 700 credit score. So you got a lane right now, bro. Mm-hmm. You, on this podcast, we had people talk about several different things. Obviously, some of them has been funding, but nobody's talked about obtaining a 700 credit score. So
absolutely,
I advise,
we're gonna solve some.
And I think they would appreciate it too. Talk about, because I don't know the stats, but I just know for a fact everyone doesn't have a 700 credit score.
7.5 out of 10 people walk around with a bad credit score, with less than a 650 credit score.
7 out of 10 people. So if we're in a room with 10 people, 7 of them
got less than
9 times out of 10 have a.
Absolutely, it's crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. Boom. So let's go back prior to the 2 years moving to Atlanta, like when did you get started? Let's start there. When you get started in entrepreneurship, funding, credit, and all stuff like that.
So I've been an entrepreneur for the past 9 years.
Okay.
But in the credit space, funding space specifically, it's been 2.5 years, and I've been now educating for 2 years. So I got into it because honestly, like I was in nightlife before this, and yeah, I was a promoter, so I was doing that for about 6 years. Ran some of the hottest nights in the city, but when pandemic came, nightlife shut down. We up north, right? In Atlanta, it was open, but where I was from, it was done. So I had to figure something out, like a plan B, or essentially find a new plan A. So I went to Circular CEOs conference, and that was the first time I had seen people who look like me that was getting a different type of money. So I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I need parts. Everyone's saying they do real estate, they do credit, they do funding, they do marketing, and I'm like, I said I did marketing because nightlife is kind of marketing, but I really didn't have a thing that I did in comparison to what everyone else was doing. But basically my goal was to shake hands with people because, you know, that's all I could do. I feel like I'll start from scratch. I made some friends. Networking is so powerful. Shout out to my guy, Mel. He was in credit, and I met him downstairs at the Subway. I remember. And then he was one of the people that when I hit up after, because I had reached out to like 50 people, and he was one of the people that reached out, hit me back, and we just hopped on Zoom, started networking. He was showing me credit. I was showing him the little bit of stuff I was doing with the social media, and I shortly realized, like, that's what I need. Like, this is cool, but that's what I need. I need to learn how to get access to the money. So yeah, I never had bad credit. I just didn't have like any credit.
Yeah.
So what I did was he was showing me how you can build it. He was showing me how you can go to the banks and get access to money without providing any documentation. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm going in on.
That's lit. Yeah. That's lit. I like that. I you know, it's so funny how a lot of people I talk to, not even just on this pod, but just in general, say like something drastic happened during the pandemic. And I feel like, you know, and my aunt passed away from COVID. So pandemic, I appreciate it. So the pandemic definitely has some bad, some cons, but also in the same token that, you know, the pandemic opened up a whole new, it's like, you know, it closed some doors for people like my aunt, but it opened some doors for other people to wear like a whole new life. Credit and funding is totally different from the nightlife business. Totally. So it's like you kind of got reborn again. Yep. I feel like for a lot of individuals, it really just opened up the doors. Like even for like, you know, in real estate during the pandemic, I would start buying houses. People just selling. I started buying. So it just like opened up the doors for a lot of individuals, you know, around the pandemic. So yo, I know you're enjoying this episode. I know you're getting a lot of game and a lot of value, a lot of information. But is it okay for me to give you even more value? Is it okay for me to give you more information? So if you just said yes, what I want to do is I want to give you access to a free training that I'm having, 100% free. You can log in. If you don't like it, you can log off. It's 100% free. In this training, I'm going to show you guys the 4 steps that I utilize to be able to buy properties, rent properties, make money on property. Like this building we're in right now is 100% mine. And we do that. And I have done that doing those 4 simple steps. So what I want you guys to do is go to fundedandclosed.com, just like the podcast, but fundedandclosed.com. And you're going to be able to register for the free training. Like I said, 100% free. And it's going to give you those 4 steps that I utilize to build my real estate empire. And you can do this exactly where you at right now. So look, we're going to get back to the episode. But before we go ahead and finish, press pause, go to that website, go ahead and RSVP for the training. And I'm going to see you soon. Let's get to it. Let me ask you this. Did you have like a culture shock going from doing all this stuff during the night to now running business during the day? Like, was it
different? Totally. I see a lot of the skills are transferable. One thing I will say, NetLife teaches you a lot about leadership, right? Building relationships. My job is to make everyone feel like they're important, right? My job is to network. My job is to leverage other people to bring people to the club. So a lot of the skills were transferable, but in terms of overall, definitely apples to oranges. It's a different schedule, right? This is a little more conducive to like trying to be the best overall me. Nightlife, you out late nights, you up late mornings, you outside, right? This, I can build a business around the lifestyle that I want, which means it's easy for me to become the man that I want.
I like that. So now let me ask you, like, so you switched into the nightlife business, you know, went to Circle CEOs conference, you went ahead and started meeting and networking people and realizing this is something that you want to get into. What would you say was that first move, that first check in this? Because I always say that first check is proof of concept. Like I told you, I made $17 off of YouTube. I'm like, bet. My first real estate check was $1,300. Bet. That's no money, but it's the best money because it's new money. Facts. So what was that first move that you made, whether it was $17 or $100? Like, what was that first move you made that really kind of like,
bro, when credit became real for me was so what I did was I was taking just mad different mentorships at first because I'm like, this is lit. So I learned the credit sauce, and then the first thing I did was I went to DCU. I got 2 auto loans, and then I also got the credit card for $25,000. I took that. I got some cash cards, and now I went from dead broke to now being able to create a couple $1,000s a month off these cards, which I paid $0 out of pocket for. So for me, that was like, nah, this is different. And then it was like people in the neighborhood, people start asking me, yo, how you doing that? Like, is the first thing people ask, is that legal? Like, is that real? I'm like, yes, like, because where we from, we don't really see it a lot. So then I started funding people. First time somebody paid me just a little $5,000 commission, I got them 50K. And it was like, dang, this stuff is really real. Shit. So my mindset just was like, okay, what more can I do? How do I get more? How do I become, better at this thing?
So let's go back a little bit. So you said you went to DCU. Because like somebody was probably rewinding this already.
Oh yeah.
You went to DCU. What is DCU, and does that place still work now?
Absolutely. So Digital Federal Credit Union, right? They are a national based credit union. They are based up north, but all you have to do is become a member. So if you go on their website, you can simply become a member. You pay like a $5 donation, just like that, you become a member. Another play you can run just to kind of give people some extra sauces. About 75 to 80% of credit unions are national based if you know what's called the backdoor method. What that means is you could go to American Consumer Council and you can simply become a member of American Consumer Council. Once you're in there, about 80% of credit unions will allow you to become and join as a member, which now means you can get their products. The reason we like these plays is because credit unions giving out heavy bag, right? So if you're newer, you're just building up your credit unions are going to be a lot more lenient than these tier 1, which are just like national banks. And they're going to, a lot of them give multiple products with just one inquiry. So if we want to product stack, and I'll break that down, we can do that. So DCU, the auto loan play, does still work. Yes. The way it works is essentially you go and you ask for a pre-approval. The reason we want to do a pre-approval is because that's going to let you know if you have an offer before accepting the inquiry. So what they say is within a 30-day time frame, now you can go get multiple products, right? But if it's after 30 days and you go to reapply, they will give you a second inquiry. So make sure that you maximize within that time frame. You can get 2 auto loans and their credit card all within a 30-day time frame.
Damn. And that shit right off the top too. Yeah. So damn, I like that. I like that a lot. And what I realized with the credit union is like you can apply a credit union and get a $10,000 to $25,000 card like it's nothing. But then you go to like Citizens Bank, they might hit you with the okie doke. 5,000,
right?
Hit you with the okie doke. Why are credit unions like give out those type of bags to somebody? Like some people, I know some people that don't even have a 700 score. They might got like a 680, 670 and still get a $10,000, $15,000 card, kind of card.
Because credit unions, like their obligation is to the people, right? That's what separates them from the traditional banks. If they're all evil, we would all just go to Bank of America, Citizens, and U.S. Bank. But we go to credit unions because we get to build a strong relationship. So they're gonna work with you. For example, we talk about like, leniency, right? Whatever you get from a BOA is what you got. When you go to a credit union, what happens is, let's say they approve you for only 10,000, but you really wanted 20. You can call and say, hey, I realize y'all gave me, 10,000, but I was really looking for 20. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get you that 20, but they might say, okay, what we'll do is we'll meet you in the middle at 15,000, right? So there's a leniency because their obligation is to serve their members.
Yeah. I realized that because a lot of people don't even peep that a lot of credit unions are like literally in the hood. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like you might see like in Philly, we got Freedom Credit Union, American Heritage Credit Union, Philadelphia Federal Credit Union. We got a couple different credit unions, but they literally might be just
right there,
right in the mix.
We pass them every day,
right in the mix. So so when I first got started in real estate, I started as a real estate agent.
Okay,
so I was helping people buy their house and stuff like that. And I used to always say like, hey, people ask me like, yo, who should I go to get my loan for my house? And I'd be like, yo, listen, we got some cool lenders that can shake hands and meet with you. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like American Heritage Credit Union, they're going to help you out because they're more so like when you go to like Citizens, they really want. And I talked to this rep from Citizens. He said straight up to me, he said, I'm gonna be honest, like we're looking for, before we can get canceled, I talked to a bank. I talked to a bank in general, and the guy told me, he said, hey, we're looking for people that have over a 700 credit score. Whereas though, when we're going to the credit unions, like I've helped people buy house with a 580.
Crazy word.
I literally helped people that had 580 credit scores, 585, 600 credits, and I helped them become homeowners.
Fire.
So, but they were from credit unions. They were more willing to work with you. And that's what I realized about the credit union. So just to fast forward, like, what's some things in full disclosure, just because you have a 580 credit score, 600 credit score, and you are able to buy a house, that's not where you should be staying at. Like, those people that I helped were in situations where, like, my lease is up.
I gotta get it.
I gotta get about, like, something happened. My landlord is selling the building. I gotta go. And we help them out. But if you can get up to a 650, 700, 750 credit score, that is the ideal situation, because you're gonna get the best terms, the best numbers, the best everything. So, talking to those people, what's some game that you could give to help them get from a 580 to even a 650? They might not hit 700, but what's some things that they could do to get a higher score?
Absolutely. So if anyone wants to build their credit very fast, I tell people, like, the number one factor when it comes to credit is on-time payments, right? 35% of your whole profile. So what you can do is, if you don't have anything, you start from scratch, you can add what we call credit builder accounts, right? A couple y'all can go add Self, y'all can go add Kickoff, you can go add Credit Strong, you can go add Tomo. And a lot of people out here paying rent, you can actually have your rent reporting on your credit every month. So you can check out Rent Reporter and Rental Karma, right? And the great thing about those two last accounts, not only are they going to help you start building in terms of on-time payments, but they're also going to allow you to backdate. So now you can get 24 months of history from those two rental accounts. The way it works is, all they'll do is they'll check in with your landlord, whether it's email or text. They text them, did so-and-so pay their rent? Did they pay on time, and how much did they pay? Once they check that they did that, you're going to get on-time payments reporting every single month. Right. So that's a factor for how you can build in terms of primary accounts, we call them. Primary accounts are just anything in your name. So whether that's an auto loan, traditional loan, credit cards, of course, and then those credit builder accounts. Another thing you can do is what Boone just talked about. Like, when it comes to these credit unions, if you want to just build a strong relationship with them, then you have what we call, like, Navy Fed is known as the pledge loan. Right? A lot of people know about that. DCU is called a shared savings secured loan, which is essentially the same thing. It's leveraging your money. If you have a little bit of money, I think the minimum is like $250. What you can do is you can turn that into essentially a secured loan with that lender, and it'll go into a savings account where they'll freeze it. And then what you could do is the next day you call into the credit union, you say, I would like to pay down 90% of the loan that you just set up the day before. Now what happens is that money gets released back into your account. So your money is good. And now you have an account with that credit union that shows us 90% paid off. So then we set the rest of that up for over 3 to 6 months. And just like that, we built a rapport. That's how, even with a 620, 650, you see people getting these $20,000, $25,000 limits. I just had a student of mine. She had a 657 and Navy Fed gave her 15,000 still, versus you're not getting that if you don't build that relationship.
He ain't coming to play.
Oh,
he ain't coming to play. Yo, listen, I usually don't do this in the end. Yo, what's your Instagram? Y'all gotta follow him now. Like, what's your gram, bro?
At Darius Benders on all platforms.
Damn, he ain't coming to play. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. That was some sauce. And I like, cause he's flowing. This is how you know this is what you do. It's flowing off the top. So, all right. Let's keep it going. So now they got there's some ways to go ahead and boost their credit. The way they can go and get access to funding. What's some other funding plays that you can give that, you know, outside of the credit unions, maybe some banks that people can go and tap into?
Absolutely. On the personal side or business side?
Shit, whatever. He ready. Whatever so, you want to go do.
So, okay. So this is what I tell you all, right? The goal is to get to business funding, right? I want to kind of walk them through a process. Everyone wants business funding. The reason why is because it's the most leverage, right? Whether you looking to start a business, grow a business, wherever you're at. So after you've added those on-time payments, what you want to do is make sure our age is in position. If you just added those accounts, your age is probably going to be small because we just added essentially like newborn babies. So where you can offset that is either if you got a parent, a family member, or a friend, you could have them add you as an authorized user. What that means is essentially you're going to be able to piggyback off their good credit. But you know, if you don't have people that you trust, don't do it, right? If you know someone, they keep their utilization high, don't do it. If you know that they don't make on-time payments, don't do it. If you don't have someone you trust, that's perfectly fine. You can go check out like TradeLineSupply.com. And the dope thing about TradeLineSupply.com is not only you can source by, like, let's say you're having utilization issues. You can go based on credit card limits. They have a tab that says source by limits. Now you go get a higher limit credit card, and that's going to drop your overall utilization. For example, if you're at $20,000 utilization, $20,000 overall credit, you utilizing 10,000, that's 50% utilization. We're not getting a lot of money from the banks if we're at 50. But if you go and add a trade line and now has another $20,000 limit, now that 10,000 is out of 40,000, which now puts us at 25%. Still a little high, but we're in a better position. If you need age, right, you can go source by age. So now let's go say you got a credit card that was from 2000. Now you got a 24-year age credit card that's going to help piggyback off of those credit bidder accounts that I just showed you how to go out and get. So now you're in a better position, right?
That's smooth. And I like this because 63% of people don't get started in business because of lack of funding.
Exactly.
So, and that's a fact.
Yeah.
But you're helping them get access to the capital. But the one thing I always say is like, make sure, well, I started this from like 2 episodes ago. We kind of made it up one episode, but like fund responsibly. Like
facts.
Not specifically you, but you as the individual is going for the funding. You know, I want to make this clear. He's giving out a lot of sauce and a lot of game. But if you guys get access to $100,000 to $200,000 of funding and then go on a shopping spree, like that's not foolish. Yeah, that's not the move. For us is to take this 0% interest funding to go ahead and get, like, think about this, right? Think about this. You just got access to $50,000 to $100,000 to $200,000 in 0% interest funding, and you take it to go to the mall, you take it to go to Miami, you take it to go to Greece, you go ahead on this shopping spree and spend half the bag, or then you take the other half to go ahead and buy some jewelry. You go do some foolish and stuff. Think about this. You got $100,000 in 0% interest credit card. You could buy a house, fix it up, and flip it. Let's just say you in that time frame, if you get a small enough house, and now you made a profit off of free money. It's free money because it was 0% interest. The second it goes over that time frame, that's when it costs. So it makes more sense to go ahead and use a 0% interest to go then get into the investments, go flip it, and then use that profit. That way, when you go past your 12 months or whatever, now it was like, okay, I got to be a little bit more careful. But like, to spend the bag in a 0% interest on dumb, it's
foolish, and it's the worst thing you could do because you just lost all your leverage that was meant to help you go get rich.
Like,
and so it's like what you said, 0% interest is the play, which is why you need to go get a couple high limit personal credit cards first, run the credit unions that we just gave you, and then make sure that your business is structured the right way. Because a lot of people say, well, how do I get business funding? Right? What do I need before that? Well, we just went over the credit. Now you need to make sure your business is structured the right way. Make sure you got a proper business address. If you use your home, you got to think from a business's perspective, from a lender's perspective. Why would they give you big business funding if you don't look like a business funding, right? Right? People walk around, oh, I'm at my home address. No, go get an address. You can go to opus.com, get you a business address. Make sure it's attached to an actual brick and mortar building, right? Make sure it's not a Staples, a FedEx, a UPS, because that's going to be red flag and you're going to be denied. Make sure you get you a legitimate business phone number. You can go to call8.com, get you that. Make sure that your business is not named in a high risk industry. So like real estate, I'm sure you teach a lot of people when setting up your business, don't have the word real estate in it because that's going to either get you denied or super low limit, $3,000-$5,000. We don't want those, right? So I tell people stick to like consulting, enterprise, marketing solutions worldwide. Have those names, right? Like one of my businesses, Benders Enterprise. All right, that way it's very vague, right? And we always want to stay away from anything that can let a lender know that you are not someone that they know will make the money back. So we know businesses make money, but a lot of times people will say, go in the bank and they'll say, oh, I'm self-employed. Well, you don't know that to that banker, that's a red flag. So now they're not giving you high limits. You just told on yourself because you wanted to talk too much, right? So making sure those things are set up properly is key. And then we can go get the bag, y'all. Like start with these 0% lenders. A lot of times they're anywhere from 9 months all the way to 18 months, right? And you can go literally. I'll break down how y'all can go get $100,000+. What you can do is we do card stacking.
This bull's on fire,
right? And you told me y'all had somebody come on here and get some sauce.
He on fire. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if someone want to go get $100,000 real quick, what we do is we call credit card stacking, right? And essentially what that is, because people overcomplicate it on Instagram, it's essentially just understanding what bureaus are pulling from what lenders, right? And then understanding that on the business side, we can always remove inquiries because anything attached to our business, anything that we get in the business name should never be attached legally to the personal side, right? So what you could do is, let's say we wanted to go get some lending from banks that pull from Experian. We go check out Navy Fed, Right? I know most people think they're TransUnion because on the personal side they are, but on the business side they're gonna pull from Experian.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We could go. The only thing I don't like about Navy Fed is it's not 0% interest. Right? It's about I think 9 to 11%. And we could also go to American Express. With American Express is one of my favorite plays because you can go get up to 5 business credit cards on one inquiry, right? Mm-hmm. What I tell entrepreneurs, since he talked about funding responsibly, is make sure that you do your due diligence in understanding what you're getting into. When it comes to the gold and the platinum and the plum card, those cards are called charge cards. Mm-hmm. What that means is, one, you have an annual fee. And then secondly, if you do not pay your balance down in full within a 30-day time frame, or for the plum, it's a 60-day time frame, but for the first two, it's 30 days. What happens is the interest goes through the roof, right? So if you're a new entrepreneur, I recommend the blue cash and the blue plus, because both of these cards are 0% interest. Now think about it though. We just got up to 5 cards with one lender, Navy Fed, that's 2. And then let's say for the third, we want to do Chase. Now, Chase, I recommend doing as one of your first lenders always, because they have something called a 524 rule. What that means is if you have more than 5 products or 5 new credit cards within a 24-month time span, then they'll probably deny you, right? It's just how it works. But the beauty is we have relationships with banking relationship managers at Chase. So Chase, I always start with anyway, because we've been getting people $50,000 to $75,000, 0% interest, 12 months. They got the business cash card and then the Inc. Unlimited card. So y'all could start with that. And we're already at 100, and we only went through one bureau. Shit. Right? We didn't even go through Equifax and TransUnion.
Shit.
Yeah.
I can't say yet.
You want me to give him more, or you good? I don't want to give too much if he say I'll chill.
Keep going. Like I was about to say, I don't want to say yet he topping the episode, but
look,
you knocking on the door, bro.
Look, so that's a quick 150 just from Experian. Then if we wanted to go TransUnion, what we could do is we could go US Bank. They got a credit card that's 0% for 12 months and one that's 0% 15 months. Their limits are decent, typically 10 to 20 if your credit 720 plus. We could also go Univest. Univest is going to allow you to get a bag at 0% interest. And then what I tell everyone, this is a hack. I want everyone who's watching this episode, go to Google, type in Elon Financial Banks in my zip code. Then what's going to happen is Elon Financial Banks, they're essentially what they are is a smaller banks, like what he talked about, banks in the neighborhood, right? But they're powered by a third-party company called Elon Financial. Yeah. Now, when you go on their website, the dope thing is I always know Elon Financial Bank because all the websites look the exact same. And on their business credit cards, they got the same thing, a 0% for 6 months credit card and then a 0% for 18. We going with the 18 so you can put in a real estate or your business, right? So now you got 3 products that pulled from TransUnion. Let's say we only average 15,000, talking about another $45,000, right? And then if we wanted to go Equifax, a lot of Equifax banks are regional based. So we know the Citizens is regional. It's not everywhere. Yeah. Truist is dope because you could get 2 credit cards with 1 inquiry. They just switched. It used to be you could get the 2 credit cards and the business line of credit if your business was 2 years or more. But now you get the 2 credit cards, both 0% for 9 months. And then if your business in 2 years, you can still go for the line of credit, which goes up to 50K, no doc, if your credit is in position. But that's going to be a second pull, right? And then we got KeyBank. KeyBank is up north. Like when I was in Boston, they got a KeyBank in Massachusetts.
We got it in Philly.
Okay, yeah.
I got a $20,000 line of credit for
That's lit. Mm-hmm. Oh, you was the one that was giving out the KeyBank play at first, I heard?
Yeah, I'm not proud of that.
They're getting busy on that. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah. So yeah, y'all, that's how you could go get some funding. And then the beautiful thing is, like I told y'all, you can remove all of these inquiries because anything that's on the business side should not be reporting. And what happens is, if you're going to remove the inquiries, then we can go back and get more funding. But like he said, the most important thing is have a plan. If you're going to get into real estate, make sure that you already have a plan. Make sure you know, because after that 0% interest period, the interest is going up, right? And now you're going to have to be a little more aggressive. But if you go and acquire the asset, now you got the asset, right? Now you have it, and you can start being able to make money. What I do is I teach people how to make money with the business, on the business side, but I tell them we can start making money fast. The biggest mistake people make is they get this money and they go do the thing. Like they get the money and they just do real estate, or they get the money and they just start a funding company. You should get the money. Then the second and the most important part is go get a coach, because you don't know what you don't know. And it's going to cost you less to get a coach, because the mistakes you're going to make, I guarantee, are going to be more than not having the proper information.
How the fuck do you know all this? How the fuck do you know all this? I got like a 3 bank move. Like I got like a 3 move, and then if I get a little fight back, then I ain't got no more plays. How the fuck do you know? Yo, hold on. I gotta do something, man.
Nah, for
hold
sure.
Up. I gotta do something. Hold up. Wait. Hold up.
I'm gonna make crazy.
How the fuck do you know all this?
Experience, man.
Let's see if he answers. Yo, I'm on a pod right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's the GOAT?
This dude knows some shit.
Oh, that's the GOAT right there. The GOAT. What's going on, fam?
This dude knows some shit. I'm not gonna lie. You might gotta come back on, or you might gotta say something on this pod because he knows some shit.
Nah, that's the OG though.
He funded like 300,000 just now. Like this dude, he knows some stuff, bro. He knows some stuff. I'm not even gonna lie. Herm, you might have to come back. This guy knows some stuff, and he been going for like, we started at, he been going for 35 minutes, or let's say 30 minutes straight. I haven't even stopped him. He keep naming banks. I don't know. He keep naming. He said, you want some more? I'm like, I don't know. Like,
let me holler at him though. Hey man, I gotta show you some love though, bro. You know, you was one of the first people I ever seen that was really putting on. And be transparent. When I was dead broke, like I used to see you on the gram, and you was teaching in hymns program, and I'm like, this dude's going dummy. So I just want to give you flowers, man, and say you definitely the GOAT, man, for sure. Nah, you already.
That's what I'm talking about. This dude don't got no ego, man. He came on, gave me my flowers. He gave your flowers, but he knows some shit. Like, let me know your schedule. You got to come back on. Yeah, facts. But I'm gonna call you after we finish up this. You heard me? All right. You know some shit.
I appreciate it.
Yo, man. Dang. Like, you got something that can tap into or something, bro? Like,
nah, for sure. Shit. So like, at the end of this month, at the end of last week in November, I'm gonna be doing a 5-day credit to impact challenge where I'm gonna be showing entrepreneurs like the things we talked about, plus how to create cash flow. I think a lot of us in the funding space, a lot of people in the funding space, we show people how to get the money, but like what to do when you get the money. Like you said, being funded responsibly, right? So we're going to show them how to turn this credit into cash flow, whether they want to start a funding business or whether they want to, take their intellectual property and be able to now give you a gift to the world. Because, the way my business grew is really going from just servicing the people to now serving the people, right? And the way you do that is by creating more impact and helping others come up to where you at. So October 26th through November 1st, 5-day challenge. All they got to do is DM me the word impact and you're going to get a seat.
So what's your Instagram? Just say it again so they know.
Absolutely. At Darius Benders on all platforms. Shoot me a message, impact, on Instagram, and I'm going to send you a ticket. I'm going to send you an invite.
That's love, bro.
Yes, sir.
It ain't even too much really I want to get into it. Like, he been going for like 30 minutes straight, just game. God damn. Like, now everybody that comes on after you, like, they got us. It's a standard now. Like,
you know what you should do? You should have like a couple of people come through on like some credit funding, even real estate, and do like a group type joint. Like, you know how they did verses for the rappers?
Oh, that'd be hot.
Like that.
That'd be hot.
That'd be fire.
That'd be hot. We gotta get another chair or something, like two more chairs. That'd be hot. Will we have to get another camera? Like 2 more cameras? Yeah, that'd be hot. That'd be hot. Yeah. I like that. Yo, man. So like, I always close it up with this. What's something that you done, with your money that you funded responsibly, made profit off of it? What's some of the things you done? Like, I always ask people like, because I'm big on investing and putting your money into stuff and, playing the long game and pretty much just all around investing. But I'm big on, you have to treat yourself.
Absolutely.
And you just have to be mindful how you treat yourself. You don't just blow your whole bag and you got 20,000 in your name, so you go ahead and buy a $20,000 watch. So I don't advise that. Or you got 20,000 in your name and you go ahead and book a $20,000 jet, like trying to look cool. Like, I advise going ahead and doing things that are responsible, but it's from the profits from the investment. So, what's something that you did that you are like, yo, like, Like it didn't make sense, but it's what I wanted to do. Like,
nah, for sure. Well, I ain't gonna lie, it did make sense, but because I came from the mindset of, bro, it's just been 2 years, so I was just dead broke. So what I did was, once I had a certain number in my account, I went out and bought my dream car. So I got an i8, BMW i8, and then recently I just got a penthouse downtown Atlanta.
That's what's up, bro, man. I love that. I love that. I love seeing people win. It's just dope. Sure. You know, it's just really decent. And like, because I feel like everybody has a chance to do something they really, really, really dream of doing. And I feel like you should keep chasing that until you get it. Like I truly. Like my guy, right? He wants to be you still want to do comedy, right? Yeah. Right. Every time I see a comedy show, bro, you should go ahead and do it. You should like don't lose faith in that. Like even though like you working with me, don't do what you like. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like I feel like some people lose sight of, like, let's say for example, you may hire staff and then. Like I tell people that work with me all the time, like, yo, one day I want you to stop working with me and do what you actually do. Your thing. Yeah, like, exactly. Like I really, really get a joy and a kick out of seeing people win. And one of my goals is that, you know, I got a son. You got kids? No. My son, he's 3, right? Man, you gonna mess me up for a second. He's 3. And I really was messed up. I just felt bad for a second, like, hold up. But yeah, my son, he's 3, and my goal is like, the one day that he goes around and all the people that I connected with and friends or help make money, that he's 18 and he might go to Atlanta and you might like, bro, you can stay in my house. You know what I mean? Like, because you built that rapport. Or like you might bump into him at Lennox and you like, bro, what you doing? Yeah, let me call your pops. What you doing? Right? Like, you know, or like, yo, man, put your money away. Like, don't even worry. Your pop, like, but the only way you're going to be able to get to that space is one, being a solid individual. Facts. Like, I try to do whatever I can do to help. Like, whatever I can do. Especially sometimes helping doesn't even cost you anything. It doesn't. You get what I'm saying? That's why I said, bro, when you like, just call me. Yeah. You know. But also the second thing is surrounding yourself with people that are chasing the dream and chasing the win. Facts. So now I'm surrounding myself with those type of individuals. So when it's his time come around, like he might be in Atlanta or he might be in Boston, whatever he's doing at the time, as long as no dumb shit, he's like, you like, yo, bro, listen, I'm about to call your pop. Like, what the hell you doing here? And I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Relax. Yeah, like, absolutely. Or like, yo, don't even worry about, put your card away. Or you might be he might be in Atlanta and you be like, man, I'm going back to Philly on this jet, man. Just jump on with us. You don't got to fly back, you know, regular, whatever he's doing. Yeah. Hopefully we own the whole jet and he's not even doing it anyway. Good. But you know, that's my whole goal and that's my whole mindset. But I can honestly say, this is one of my favorite episodes so far. Like, I appreciate it, man. That's like my brother, so I can't say the favorite. I can't say the whole camera, but like, this was a lot of game. This is a lot of, like, I'm still unraveling on some of the stuff you were saying. Like, one of the takeaways you said, go to, where did the credit unions back in? What did you say? American Consumer Council. I never heard that before. Yeah. I never heard that before in my life. Yep. American Consumer Council. Yep. And they'll allow you to get into, once you sign up with them, you'll be able to get into about 75-80% of credit unions national. That's crazy. Would that work for Navy Fed? No, you still got to do the Navy whole Fed. You got to do the grandpa method. Yeah, we ain't even gonna talk about that. But yeah, like, testament to what you said, bro. Like, I believe, like, when you over deliver, you're gonna be overpaid. So this was a podcast, right? Whether I go into someone else's community, wherever I go, and I teach my students this, like, you need to over deliver. Like, on this episode, they need to be like, I gotta tap in with bro, no matter what, because the only thing we do when we get on platforms or we put out our messages is we show people either how good we are or how average we are. Yeah. So everything you do it in excellence, right? Do it like it's the only time. Like, I operate with the mindset of like, I gotta show out every time because you don't know who's watching. Yeah. You might have scared somebody away now because I say, oh, let me just come on, give a little sauce. So you know, a message for any entrepreneur out there: whatever you do, whether it's free or paid, make sure you over deliver. That's a fact. That's a fact. And hopefully, you know, we can do some things, you know, more outside us together. Man, I really like. I said, I don't mess with a lot of people, but you stand, bro. You definitely stand with me. That. But yo, thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you having drop your Instagram one more time and tell them what to DM you. Yes, sir. At Darius Benders on Instagram. I'm on YouTube as well. But on Instagram, I want y'all to DM me the word impact.
and I'm gonna send you an invite to a 5-day challenge I'm doing where I'm gonna be showing you how to turn credit into cash.
Impact with an I.
Yes.
For people that's, impact with an I, not E-I-M. So yeah, we appreciate you all, and make sure you guys like, subscribe, give them a follow, shoot them a DM, and let's go ahead and get to this bag so we can fund responsibly and we can make profits. Let's go.